bitch.
Who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with me? Who wants smoke with C? Who wants smoke with me?
Hello and welcome to the farm. My name is Kinra, your hybrid. And today we're going to be reacting to The Trial of Thragg, Viltrum's final boss. And this video is made by CJ the Champ. Now, if you realize, a few videos ago, we reacted to Conquest, his video on Conquest, and Invincible's greatest beatdowns. So now we're going to be reacting to his latest video, which talks about Thragg, the Viltrumite King.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
A few moments later.
I got this!
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. Your life is nothing.
Literally.
Serve zero purpose. Because what are you here for?
Dude, the saxophones are getting louder. This man, he's dead. Also, I'm so sick and tired of Oliver. As cool of a character as he is, he needs to stop fighting these niggas. He rushed in head first trying to fight Conquest. And then, the very first time he met him, then got bitch slapped into the ground and almost torn in half. Then again, when he tried again, and like, dude, stop charging in head first. You ain't him. You're dead. You're gonna die.
To worship me? Kill you.
Literally, jaw taken off. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what time it is.
Yes, sir.
Court is now in session because it's time for a trial, and it is for none other than the crispiest Viltrumite in the game.
Literally,
Viltrum's final boss, Grand Regent Thragg.
Thragg.
So y'all already know how this works. We got the evidence, and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say,
this nigga Thragg is a demonic being in the Invincible universe. Look at this nigga Thragg.
Right, let's get down to business. Exhibit A, Thragg's rise to power and his multiple atrocities. Now, we actually got a glimpse of Thragg's backstory right here. And just from this backstory alone, you could already tell that Thragg was a crazy-ass nigga because this man is responsible for multiple horrible atrocities.
Bro created the genocide of his people.
Planet was trying to start a rebellion because they were fed up with the Viltrumites' rule. So they decided to blow some shit up and retaliate. So the Viltrumite higher-ups, or Argall's council, whatever the hell you want to call them, had a meeting to discuss of what they should do about this rebellion. Now, Krieg and Thetis were basically arguing the whole time because Krieg straight up proposed that they should just decimate the whole planet to show the strength of the Viltrum Empire and strike fear into the species that was trying to rebel. But Thetis, on the other hand, proposed that they shouldn't decimate their planet because the Viltrumite rule over this species was cruel and inhumane. And he thought that since this species showed some type of pushback against their oppressors, that it was an act of strength and Viltrum should respect it because their main core value was strength. While they kept yapping, Argall decided to shut both of them up. Then he asked Thragg, "Young nigga Thragg, my crispy apprentice, what do you think we should do about this minor inconvenience?" And Thragg straight up said that these creatures were so weak that their weakness was an offense to the natural order of the universe, and we should educate them on why they're so ass. And after hearing Thragg's rant, Argall was like, "Now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them niggas 25% of their population."
Damn!
This man Thragg is responsible for this race losing 25% of their population. A quarter of these niggas was wiped off the map because Thragg thought they was weak as hell. Now, let's move into example 2. His first day as Emperor. Now, Argall got assassinated and took a big-ass shank to the skull from Optimus Prime. They had a massive funeral for this man, and it was broadcasted across the entire planet. So after Thragg was done giving the eulogy, he does what is quite possibly one of the craziest things a leader could ever do. He said that there is a sickness in our society, and it needs to be cut out. So he points at this melanated brother
chose the black nigga first.
"You, do I look fresh today?"
I like it, cut G.
I don't believe you. He decapitated this brother for no reason at all. He chopped his head clean off to make an example out of him. So after he just murdered this dude in front of everyone, this man gets on the mic and says,
It's time to start a purge.
Command as Grand Regent, I, Thragg, hereby officially announce the first ever Viltrum Culling Games. Seek out every single sorry-ass nigga in our population and eradicate them.
Nah, this ain't no culling game, nah, nigga. This was a purge. This bro said, hey, y'all heard about what Earth do? Y'all heard about they purge and shit? Yeah, we about to do it here. Fuck the weapons, though. Kill anyone you can. Get rid of the
weak nigga from our population. So after Thragg gave this speech, all hell just broke loose across the entire
literally
and the Great Purge began. Viltrumites just started killing each other off one by one, so they could.
Nah, dude, when I saw this shit, this shit was
just the
crazy.
Doing it too. It was the kids as well. Look at them jumping this little nigga. Bro got jumped by 3 other kids that got stopped.
Literally.
This was just straight up horrific. And I'm gonna keep it a beam. This had to be one of the worst ways to ever find out who was weak or not. Because what this was a battle royale. Anything could happen. You could literally get cheap kills off of niggas for third-partying another 1v1. They could be 10 times better than you. Or you could literally wait until their 1v1 was over and they were at half HP. And just come behind them and sneak their ass. Like, this shit is stupid.
It's
and
so
God
serious.
forbid a nigga ran into a motherfucker like Conquest. Because that was just instant death. It didn't matter how strong you were if you ran into that nigga. That is just straight up bad RNG. And at the end of this purge that Thragg started, it led to half of their population getting wiped out. Billions of Viltrumites died because of this purge. And those billions of bodies are on Thragg's head, because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're at our third major atrocity. And that was his invasion on Telescria. This nigga pulled up in a big-ass Star Destroyer and started burning this city to the ground and destroying everything.
Nah, that's
Millions
crazy.
of people were getting boomed and vaporized while this man was just sitting in his ship and looking
Look at
down
the
on all this death
skull.
and destruction. And there is a high probability that this man would have probably just scorched the whole planet if Mark and friends didn't destroy his ship and make him tweak out about losing Argol's skull. But I think that we can all agree after looking at these 3 atrocities that this man Thragg is just a straight up space tyrant, because there is nothing more that this nigga loved to do than conquer civilizations and spread bloodshed wherever he went.
Nah, like, Thragg was one of them.
Exhibit B.
Nah, that freeze frame is crazy.
Exhibit B. Putting the fraud allegations to rest.
Dude, we gotta talk about this. Why were people calling this man a fraud? It had to be the voice. Because niggas thought, like, oh, it was the same thing with Conquest, it's the same thing with Thragg. It's like, y'all just expect them to just have, like, the deepest voice or something like that. But it's like, no. Like, they don't need, like, that's what y'all want. They probably just will not have it. And also, this is the writers, the people who made it. Probably not, but, like, still, they had a vision. And either way, it don't matter what the voice is, as long as, like, dude, imagine the Hulk with, like, a high-pitched voice. You might laugh at him for the voice, but when that nigga flick you across the earth, you ain't gonna be laughing no more. You gonna be dead. So,
Rest. Man, oh man. The amount of people that were calling Thragg,
like, literally, like, because of his voice. Like, why would they call this nigga a fraud?
a fraud before episode 7 was just flat out insane. Like, we're now in a era where if a new character ain't doing some shit like ore farming or putting belt to ass to niggas in the first 5 minutes of their screen time, they're putting them on fraud watch. People were actually calling him a fraud before he even threw his first punch. Now, if you were a part of the crowd that was calling Thragg a fraud before all this happened, all is forgiven. As long as you sign this document in turn.
Literally, hey, sign this shit for all y'all. Cause when I saw Thragg, I was like, nah. If he like the main nigga, nah. If he's like the boss of the Viltrumites, he gotta be the baddest nigga. I can't call him a fraud. I haven't seen what he got yet. I need to see what he can do. If his actions aren't good enough, then he's a fraud. But until then, I'ma wait. I gotta wait and see what he does. And Nick, like, nah.
By the end of the trial. Now, everyone should have known Thragg was all about that action the moment the coalition pulled up to Viltrum. Because they pulled up searching for this man just for him to meet them at the front door. Bro said, you ain't even gotta search for me, gang. I'm right here and I'm ready to throw down. So Thragg comes from behind and sneaks Status in the back. And all the other Viltrumites end up surrounding them. Because Thragg set up an ambush because he knew they were gonna try to track him down and kill him on Viltrum. So he sicks his minions to start jumping the coalition. He just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to move from the spot he was in till Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at him. And all he did was move back a couple of inches. This man didn't give a flying
literally, he didn't even look.
One shot him. He just straight up had the confidence to know that that shit wasn't hitting him. So
like he didn't even fucking look. Like the beam, this is a beam that can kill anyone, destroy planets and shit. Like, this is the biggest threat to the Viltrum Empire. And this man, Thragg, did not look and dodged it on some Ultra Instinct ass shit.
First person to actually try to fight him was Omni-Man. So Nolan flew in and tried to hit him. But all Thragg did was move back a couple of inches again and make Nolan hit straight air. Then Thragg flew above.
This nigga be old.
Winded up a punch from the heavens. And if you take a look at Nolan's face right here,
that nigga Nolan was like, oh shit, oh fuck.
Damn. He really about to
rock my shit. To the planet.
Thragg punched this nigga Nolan so hard he turned into a living, breathing meteor and made him crash all the way down on the surface of Viltrum. So after Thragg hit Nolan with a stage change, Thragg came down and tried to hit Nolan with some good old talk no jutsu. He was telling him, Nolan, big dog, come home. Why are you fighting for these sorry-ass, weak-ass niggas? They sorry-ass killed our emperor and brought us to damn near extinction, and you want to align with that Autobots roll-out sounding-ass nigga? But Nolan tried to tell Thragg that he was a changed man now, and he was done sipping from that Viltrum Kool-Aid to be a brainwashed space tyrant. So after Nolan tried to get Thragg to stop and surrender, Thragg looked at Nolan dead in the face and said, oh, Nolan. How far you fallen? Looks like that Earth Coochie really made you a soft-ass nigga. So Thragg winds up a punch.
Like, dude, when I saw this punch, I was like, oh no. All the niggas who call him a fraud, yeah, y'all niggas need to get off the internet because y'all niggas about to get doxxed. There's no way.
Oh, this hits Nolan with a Shoryuken from hell that sent Nolan flying all the way back up into the stratosphere. So after Nolan got sent back to outer space, the next person that tried to step up was everyone's favorite useless purple punching bag, Oliver. Now, before we observe what happens to this half-insect buffoon, I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before this fight starts. Roll the clip.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this Thragg guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
Now, as we can see, Oliver
this is probably why niggas called him a fraud.
That put Thragg on fraud watch. He himself was not believing in all the hype, even after his dad straight up told him, however strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger. But Oliver, being a hard-headed ass nigga and not listening to any of the warnings about Thragg, ended up being on the receiving end of one of the most brutal scenes in the series. Oliver flew in to punch.
Like, bro, how the hell do you not learn your lesson from Conquest? You thought that Conquest was about to be easy, and this nigga smacked you in the ground and almost tore you in half. And then again, you tried going against him, and he almost killed you again. Not once, but twice. And Thragg is stronger than Conquest. You just had a fight with one of the strongest Viltrumites you have ever met. And Thragg is stronger than him exponentially. And you think Thragg ain't shit? You deserved the ass whooping you got. There's no way.
Him with one hand. Then he crushes Oliver's hand and grabs him by the arm when he tried to get away. And you can see it in Oliver's face when he finally realized that he fucked up. And he should have listened to his pops the whole time. But it was all too late for him. Thragg backhands Oliver so hard, his jaw falls off and his left arm got snatched. Ah, man. Attempted murder and tackle on the child abuse. This nigga Oliver is the most useless person on this
He
squad.
is
He was a
stupid
waste of
shit.
space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see, at least Tech Jacket knows her role. Sit in the back line, shoot your Viltrumite debuff darts at him, and get your assist. She's being a good support character.
Literally.
Oliver, on the other hand, is that one brain dead DPS on your team that goes into a fight alone.
Literally got his
And
ass
ask where the team
smacked.
was at as he's feeding the other team. This nigga is just straight up garbage. This little nigga was talking crazy as hell, all for him to get his jaw broken off and not being able to talk again for the foreseeable future. Fucking trash can, bro. So after Oliver got humbled by Thragg, Mark tried to rush in on Thragg with a rage boost, all for Thragg to flash him with one of the craziest impact frames of all time,
Literally.
stopping his punch with his hairline. Then after he showed Mark his fresh lineup that he got right before this battle, he gives him a left and a mean-ass gut check, then grabs him by the neck and pip slaps him.
Like, nigga, stop
Look
moving.
at the impact frame of this man getting the shit slapped out of him. He slapped the taste out this nigga's mouth and made his whole head do a 180.
Like, who is this? What does this shit remind me of? It reminds me of Shredder. Like, dude, all these cool ass niggas. Shredder, all these mutants. Shredder was in one circle. I'm not talking about any other Shredder except for the 2012 Shredder. One circle. All these mutants. Shredder stood in one small ass circle. And he beat their ass without leaving the circle. Like, y'all need to understand, like, yes, if a character ain't moving from the spot they moving, you need to leave. Run.
Before his whole body got put in reverse. Not gonna lie, gang, just for this, I'm giving him an extra attempted murder. Because this pimp slap was uncalled for, bro.
Literally,
So damn
you could
disrespectful.
not.
Then after he pimp slapped Mark, he flew up to my glorious king.
Dude, the way he did Battle Beast, oh my god, you gotta see this.
Battle Beast, rocked him in his jaw, then grabbed his jetpack, then threw him to a whole other solar system because we don't see him again for the rest of the fight. Just for doing that.
Dude, literally, you wanna know what's so fun? Dude, this shit was so disrespectful because this nigga Battle Beast was charging into battle like, yes, finally a worthy fight. And this nigga Thragg said no. Socked his ass, grabbed his jetpack, and threw him away so he couldn't come back. You know how disrespectful that shit is? For the person you want to fight saying no, to throw your ass away because you are so not worth it. Bro, like, nigga,
That's attempted
I'd be
murder.
so
'Cause
pissed.
Throwing Battle Beast like a toy into deep space is actually insane. So since everyone was getting dog walked by Thragg, they decided the best thing to do was to just destroy the whole planet. So Space Racer shot his infinity ray at the planet, and Mark, Nolan, and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up.
Dude.
After these three blew up the planet, this sent Thragg over the edge. This
Nah,
man
all
looked
this shit did was-
directly at Thetis, locked onto his target like he was a heat-seeking missile, and ripped Thetis' head clean off of his shoulders.
Yeah, bro said, fuck all this.
Ladies
I'm
and
done. I'm
gentlemen,
locking in.
That was just straight up murder. They just didn't even get a chance to react. All he saw in his last moments was Thragg's crispy ass hairline, blitzing him at Mach speed. Then he displayed his head to everyone, then crushed it into mush while telling everyone they're next. So after he sent Optimus Prime back to the Bayverse, he grabs Nolan with no hesitation and just starts to lay the smackdown on this nigga. While Nolan couldn't do anything, he couldn't fight back at all. Thragg then low-key started hitting Nolan with the Superman Injustice 2 super move, just yo-yoing his body with punches. Came in and tried to help out, but he gets punched in the throat and he can't breathe anymore. So Nolan tried to attack, but he gets his wrist shattered. Then when Mark saw Thragg flying towards him, his fight or flight senses kicked in. Because Mark hit the jets and just tried to skedaddle. But Thragg was chasing him and he was on his ass. Look at the expression on Mark's face right here. This is a
bro, the comment, dude. Hold on, just watch.
Face of a man who is terrified and is running from death itself. So Thragg grabs Mark and starts giving him ferocious back shots.
That's literally what people thought. It was like just that one frame of him grabbing him by the head. Everyone thought he was getting back shots. Dude, what's crazier is that in the comics, he's all bloodied up. So like it's blood and shit all over his face. Like he is like it looks like he is bloodied up. So it gives it that like, oh yeah, no, he's really fucked. But this, it just looked crazy.
After he finished giving Mark back shots, he had him hoisted up and he was about to end this man's existence right here. But Nolan comes in and saves Mark at the last second. So after Mark got—
Also, you guys remember when he first charged when Mark first charged Thragg? That man looked at Thragg, said, I killed Conquest, I'll kill you too. Everyone looked at him like, oh, for real? You killed Conquest? This nigga Thragg said, show me. Like, oh, you killed one of my best. Okay. Show me how you killed him. And this nigga Mark came in, and that's when we got that impact frame. Like, nah. See, I would have been running. See, there's the thing. I would have left. If that man said, if I challenged somebody, said I took out his best soldier, and he says, show me, I'm leaving. That just means he about to whoop my shit.
Save. Mark asked, Dad, how do we beat him? And
You
Nolan
don't.
looked back at his son and said, Son, we're cooked.
Yep, then got how.
Lord have mercy, Thragg gave Nolan the Viltrumite special technique. That is just flat out attempted murder. Then Thragg grabbed Mark by the neck again and gave him a headbutt that was probably heard around the cosmos. Then he started to squeeze his head, and he was going to crush Mark's head just like he did to Thetis. But at the last second, Thragg decides to stop because he realized that too much Viltrumite blood has been spilled. So he lets Mark off the hook and leaves him
Like,
for dead in space with
literally.
his father and his brother. This man Thragg shut those fraud allegations up real quick, because he just
Literally.
straight up wiped the floor with everyone. Omni-Man got left with his guts hanging out, Mark got put into another coma, and Oliver had to get put in a Bacta tank with a new shiny mechanical jaw and a prosthetic arm to go with it.
Like, bro, I'm done.
Exhibit C.
In this scene here,
We have reached
Nigga
our
pulled
third
up-
and final exhibit. Exhibit C, PTSD and holding Earth hostage. Now,
Literally.
after Thragg put belt to ass to the Coalition and left the whole family for dead in space, Mark thought they were going to go to Earth and destroy everything. So when Mark finally recovered from the beating that Thragg gave him, it is revealed that Mark got his ass beat so bad, he got PTSD. But not just your regular PTSD. This nigga Mark got specifically post-thragmatic stress disorder. Not
Literally.
gonna lie, I think we haven't seen a case of PTSD this severe since Slade did this shit to Robin.
Literally. Like, bro, you will never tell me whoever, bro, out of any type of PTSD, this nigga Slade gave Robin the worst type of PTSD in any type of fiction. Cause this nigga was beating his ass through the grave. Slade was dead, and Robin was like, nah, that nigga is still alive, I swear to God. And he was still getting his ass beat by hallucinations. Even Raven saw it, was like, oh shit, this nigga, oh, he is done.
Mark was tweaking out so hard he was seeing things just like Robin was. So let's go through some of the examples real quick of how severe this actually was. Example 1. Mark finally comes back home to see his mother for the first time after the war. So this was supposed to be a heartwarming moment, but it goes south real quick. While Mark was talking to his mom, he looked away for like 1 second. And when he turned around again, he sees Debbie getting choked out by Thragg. And Thragg tells him, this is the smallest repayment for what you did. And rips Debbie
God
clean
damn.
off.
Bro,
Not gonna lie,
hey, be a
this
Mark.
shit got me for a quick second. Cause this happened so fast it felt like a jump scare. Bro really thought for a second that he saw his mother get her head ripped off before he finally snapped back into reality. But this was only his first post-thragmatic stress disorder episode.
Wait,
because there were more
PTSD
to
hits
come.
this nigga
Example 2. Mark
hard.
and Eve were having a very important conversation about how life's been for her since Mark left. And she was about to give him the whole lore dump of what all happened when he left. So right before
Oh,
she
yeah.
was about to tell Mark that she was pregnant. She gets her head snatched by Thragg, and Thragg starts to hold her up above Mark and tells him, "You took away what I loved. Now I'm taking what you love, little nigga." So he starts to gouge her eyes out and crush her
God.
face. Then her other eyeball ends up popping out of her head before he finally kills her in front of Mark, then throws her lifeless body right back at him. This nigga Mark was going through hell. He was living a nightmare because he couldn't tell if this was real or not. Eve had to snap this man out of the genjutsu that he was stuck in because he was actually stun locked. Now, let's observe example 3. Mark is given the debrief to Cecil about the war and was low-key about to ask him for a therapist. Now, while
I would have had to kill Cecil, not gonna lie. I would have had to put a belt to ass to Cecil. Honestly. Like, bro, Thragg really made this nigga have such a bad PTSD. He forgot to go to Cecil being like, you kept Conquest alive? Like, he forgot all about that shit.
their conversation continued, Mark closed his eyes, and the moment he looked back up, he sees Thragg giving Cecil the Viltrumite special move. And while he had his body lifted up, he told Mark, "Just to let you know, I'm still in your head, and not even therapy can repair the shit I did to you." Then he throws Cecil's lifeless body to the side like trash. And after this, Mark just started hyperventilating, because he was having a panic attack mid-PTSD till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and brought him back to reality. So after Mark went through like 3 post-thragmatic stress disorder episodes, Mark decided to go on a flight to clear his head. And while he was out flying, he sees Thragg again. So Mark, thinking he's having another episode, closes his eyes and starts to think in his head, "This is not real, this nigga's not here. This is not real, this nigga's not here. This
so you
so
think."
when Mark opens up his eyes again, Thragg was still there. And he told him, "Yes, little nigga, we indeed are here." And this was when Mark finally realized that the Thragg standing in front of him was indeed the real Thragg. So Mark starts tweaking out and begins to hit Thragg over and over again.
Literally.
Thragg just took all of this with no reaction. Then palmed Mark's face.
Literally said, "Sit the fuck down."
Then Thragg told him, "Stop, little nigga. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk." So Thragg gives this man a little smile, then tells Mark, "Here's how this is about to go down, little nigga. You took our home, so now we're taking yours. So from this day forward, we will be using Earth as a breeding ground to repopulate our forces and rebuild our empire. And don't worry, they've already started. Krieg done cracked like 6 of your Earth holes already. That one-eyed motherfucker's having the time of his life right now. And Lucan is already famous. He's been hosting this show called Family Feud under an alias name, Steve Harvey or some shit. But that's besides the point. What you need to know is this, little nigga. You're going to let us coexist with you. And if you don't, we will rip this planet in half. Also, I will need to acquire the location of your planet's best barbers. Their services will be needed." So Mark has to agree because he basically has no choice. And Thragg officially takes the entire planet of Earth as hostage and turns it into a Viltrumite breeding farm.
Like, nah, at this point, I'm done.
The verdict. Ladies and gentlemen, after observing all of this evidence and tallying up this long list of charges, this is a pass with flying colors.
He is
this
not
man
a
Thragg
fraud.
belongs in the elite category for menaces. He pulled off this list of charges in 3 episodes, gang. That is like a new record for Charles or some shit. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, because the files on this man are going to continue over the years. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. And until our next trial that is coming up very soon, I bid y'all farewell.
Wait, which one?
And until our next trial that is coming up.
Oh my god, the Pain trial. Thank fuck. It has been years since this man came out. Like, dude, I have been waiting for somebody to talk. Dude, we gotta watch Pain. Because the way he gave Dart, man, he really fucked up the nigga out of, dude. Other than Madra, this nigga really showed these, like, people, like, yeah, nah. He gave these niggas trauma. He gave the Leaf Village trauma. Bro came in, destroyed the man. Y'all just gotta see this video
very soon. I bid y'all farewell.
I can't wait. But hey, yeah, nah, like Thragg, I can't believe y'all niggas tried putting him on Fraud Watch. Thragg, the Grand Regent Thragg on Fraud Watch. That's so goddamn ridiculous. It's so damn stupid. But anyways, oh, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and as the video says, subscribe both to me and to CJ the Champ. His original video will be in the link will be in the description below. So thank you guys so for thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.